Hey there, it is Tom Sawyer on behalf of Indie Structural Productions, and this time we have a very special video series coming up, and how should I put this? A challenge, so to speak. Now, there's a variety of different kinds of videos online on YouTube where you can find people making guitars out of this, that, and the other, be it colored pencils or full-on epoxy or something like that. I've noticed that there's one constant with all of these different videos, and that is the fact that the body of the guitar is made of whatever. Meanwhile, the neck of the guitar is just a plain, good old-fashioned guitar neck. More times than not, a maple neck with a rosewood fingerboard and, probably bought ready. Now, there's something to that. I don't see that as being all that challenging. Yes, granted, there are different sorts of things that you have to keep in mind if you make your guitar body out of whatever, because you can't really make it work the same way as building it as a solid body, mahogany body or something like that you're used to. But if you throw in the little bit of a twist and make your neck out of the same material, what do you get then? So I propose to you a challenge to build an entire guitar made out of pine. This is what we're going to be doing. There are going to be two contestants for this challenge in particular, myself being one and Jay being the other one. So in the upcoming months, we're going to see whether this is the greatest idea we've had or probably the dumbest. Time will tell. We're going to see what happens when you put an artisan who is trained in cabinet making, furniture making, and with a long history of building and customizing guitars up against an IT consultant who has a little bit of woodworking experience under his belt. This is going to be very, very different, and the core idea here is that we both use pine for all the wood parts. That means the body. That means back plates if we want to use wooden back plates. That means the neck. That means the fingerboard. That means every single part of a guitar that is usually built out of wood will be made of pine. Now, if you're not familiar with pine, it is very not suitable usually for guitars. People have made prototypes just to figure out shapes and stuff like that because it's actually relatively easy to come by and it's ridiculously cheap. Speaking of ridiculously cheap, we thought that we'd throw in another, sort of rule. Well, we have our material, which is pine, which is not suited for this sort of thing at all. We need to have a consistent base to go from. So we're both going to be using exactly the same hardware. All the same tuners, all the same humbuckers, everything is going to be standard. The only thing that's going to differ is how we actually manufacture the final product and what that product is going to sound like. Whether we make it playable or not, we don't know. But hey, I'm going to go through all this in the next video. Be sure to check that out when it comes out, and I am cautiously optimistic on how this is going to go. For me, the most important thing is to make this function as a guitar. So that will mean using different techniques for different parts of the guitar. We'll get around to that when we get around to it. This is not going to be easy. Hell no, this is going to be really hard. This is probably going to be the dumbest thing. Like I said, this is probably the dumbest thing that we've come up with, but boy, is it going to be fun. It's going to be, well, I say fun. It's going to be fun after the whole process. It's going to be a pain throughout. Or at least I have a feeling that it will. Pine is not particularly my favorite material to work with, so it's going to be interesting, just to say the least. But I'm going to leave you now with this video. This is just the introductory video telling you what the challenge is about, and I hope you're going to join in on this journey. I'm going to post the next video up talking about the starting positions and the hardware that I'm going to be using. So be sure to check that out. Hit like on this video, subscribe to see more, and click that little bell notification so you actually know what's happening and when it's happening. Alright, wish us luck. This is going to be hell.